Montano versus 26 of Ryan Adams. Like I said,
Christina Poncher and Chris Algieri here with you. Thank you for joining us on ESPN Plus or wherever you're watching around the world. Montano, as we mentioned, devastating power. 9-0 with 7 KOs, all 7 of those KOs in the first round. Ryan Adams has a nice record as well, 7-2-1, and 6 of his 7 wins have also come by knockout.
And like I said, very aggressive guy, comes forward. He's rough, so this should be an exciting shootout.
Christian Montano is returning to the ring after being out for 17 months. I spoke with Kay Karoma, his trainer. This is their first fight together, and he said that he actually got pretty sick and had a really bad stomach virus that actually required some surgery. So he's lost a lot of weight, came down, and was dealing with some health issues during that time, but feels great now, is healthy, happy to be training in Houston, Texas with Kay Karoma and crew. And you know, looking forward to making the most of this opportunity.
Yeah, landed a really hard, clean right hand over the top a few moments ago. Did Montano.
Keep that head up.
And you can tell on the punches the strength differential or the power and velocity to which each is putting behind the punches early on.
Yeah, Montano definitely is an explosive guy. A counterpuncher though. He doesn't use the jab a whole lot. He's more of a counterpuncher than we saw him earlier. He countered with multiple shots, which I like to see.
And he's using that jab hand to set up that straight right, which he landed almost 3 times in a row there.
Almost like he posts on it and then throws the right hand right behind it. Good right
Adams
hand.
landing a good right hand of his own.
And Montano grabs right away. Good shot.
Adams fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. He likes to stay busy. He's active with his punches. A little bit awkward. Sometimes the tape kind of throws the shots a little bit wild sometimes.
Yeah, very aggressive, very raw. But
but tough.
He throws leather, he takes leather. But yeah, like you said, tough. Tough's a good word.
Montano doing some good work there on the inside as Vic steps in to separate them.
Good counter. Beautiful
counter right hand caught Adams.
A couple really good right hands right on the chin of Adams, but he took them pretty well. Turned them around, but
punch out there, punch out. Punch out.
Oh, as we take a look back at some of the highlights from round 1.
yeah, that big right hand I said by Ryan Adams as Montano was ducking to his right, and then here we see a fusillade of punches coming from Montana as he caught Adams along the ropes. Oh, actually, those punches. Oh, that one landed.
That one did.
I done a couple of them later. That one landed pretty clean in between rounds. I like that.
Do you?
I like that.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't do that.
I'm like, are you going to do that in your next fight?
I wouldn't do that. But I like the attitude.
Like on my terms, when I'm ready.
Ooh.
Beautiful
punch
left hand that landed through the guard there for Montano.
Right before that, though, Adams landed a good right hand.
And his punches are sneaky. Like, they come from awkward angles like we talked about.
But Montano's really only getting caught when he's being lazy laying on over his right foot, which is a very dangerous place to be because you're still in line for the right hand as we've seen. If you're going to duck and sit on either side, you're often more safe if you're over your front foot rather than kind of over that back foot because you're away from that right hand.
Punch out there. Come on, punch out.
Montano falling forward a little bit, trying to counter.
And he's falling forward with his punches too. He's not really setting his feet to throw as much as I'd like to see him.
Yeah, he was doing that well in the first round, but that's exactly right on cue from what you just said. He throws his right hand and falls forward into a square stance. And like I said about Adams, he's a rough guy. He's very physical. He comes forward. He doesn't really like to take a backward step.
The problem is he keeps getting caught by right hands from Montano because he's pulling straight back. You talk so much, Chris, about getting your head off the line, especially after you throw your punches. At least, especially if you're going to stay in the pocket, at least move your head to the side. And he's getting caught with his chin right up in the air.
He fights very tall, and he's a tall guy. Kind of chin, head up in the air, as we see right there.
Let go in there. Let go. Break. Watch the hold.
Some big breaths there from Christian Montano.
Coming in. Break.
Montano's last fight was in April of 2019. He won a unanimous decision after knocking out almost every other opponent. But 17 months out of the ring can have some effects on you, and it's only round 2.
Good 1-2. That's one thing I was going to say in round number 1 about Christian Montano. I'd like to see him use his jab more. I know you're a power puncher. I know you're a counter puncher, but you know the jab, even just as a range finder and to throw off your opponent's rhythm, is such an effective tool.
He just likes to work inside, and he rounds a little closer than maybe they could be.
And definitely make him harder. He's getting hit with that right hand pretty consistently. That's when they traded those 2 shots. Adams landed the right tonight.
And I never mind a little Mexico versus Puerto Rico action either.
Oh, that never hurts. Well, it does hurt.
It does hurt. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I wouldn't know personally, but I like to sit back and watch. Round 3 is scheduled for 6. Christina Poncher and Chris Algieri here with you. Principals in the ring, Christian Montano and Ryan Adams.
Let's go in there. Break. Oh. Break. Break. Break it. Come on.
Seems like both men are kind of making that silent pact to clinch on the inside. You go, I go. Clinch up. Ooh, good work there from Montano.
Well, the inside is where Montano wants to be. He feels comfortable there, but
You've got a guy in front of him who's letting his hands go.
Adams has no problem with that either. He's not uncomfortable in that regard and does a lot of work in the clinch before Vic Dracula steps in and breaks him up.
Yeah, for that punch.
I don't know how effective any of that work is, but he is moving his hands and making a lot of noise.
And showing the judges.
Correct. But you see, he just lunges in. Adams, he just wants to get in there. Oh. Yeah, that middle distance is where Montano's has and will have the most effect.
Punch out there. Come on, guys. Punch out.
Adams doing a good job of leaning his weight onto Montano.
Making him feel every bit of that layoff.
Like that.
Yep.
That can sap the legs. Especially if you haven't been doing your road work.
Break. Break.
I think we have like just the slightest delay here because I almost hear them and they're breathing, and then I see the mouth move a little bit. It's you can hear them breathing quite heavily and putting a lot of steam in their punches. It's just such a different dynamic for us calling the fights remotely off a monitor than being there ringside.
Ooh.
Nice left hook lands for Adams. He's having a good round here.
Yeah.
Break, coming in. Break, go. Start. We'll never do it again. Next time for a point.
Oh, and
Wow, very late.
a little right hand to boot on the break. That's coming up before our co-main event. We got this fight here, and then up next is Leo Ruiz versus Rodrigo Solis, and then Robesi Ramirez taking on Felix Caraballo. And then our co-main event, 10 rounds in the heavyweight division, the top rank debut of F.A. Agagba taking on Johnny Rice.
go. Keep the head back, guys.
The
Keep
mistake
them back.
Montano is making, and I alluded to this earlier, he's not using the jab. There's no reason for Adams to not just crowd him like he has been. As soon as the round started, they literally met in the center, and Adams jumped right in, got hit with nothing in return. If you have a long, stiff jab, you can keep a guy on the outside, keep him at that middle distance where you can land those big right hands and combinations like you were in round number 1 for Christian Montano. There it is.
When he gives himself a little bit of that space, that distance, just like you talked about, that mid-range, he does his best work.
Whoa!
Oh, that staggered Adams as he pushes Montano back to hold.
Yeah, he's still hurt.
See if Montano senses it. He drops the right hand once again.
I'll take a few more clean shots.
Ooh, Adams is tough, though.
Yeah, no, he took that game right back. Another right hand.
Coming in, break. Break.
Good head movement there. But again, gets tied up. He's stemming the flow of action.
Break.
I think Montano's getting a little frustrated, too. He looked over at Vic Draculich there like, hello.
Yeah, no, but you can't blame the ref. Yeah, it's your fault. You should be throwing your jab.
He's
You gotta keep
initiating
your
some
man
of that
off.
holding as well.
Go.
It takes 2. It takes 2 to hold. I say that all the time. There's a lot you can do to keep a man from getting that close.
Coming in. Coming in.
Like using your jabs, your right hands, throw your punches. He's not throwing his hands. He's not letting his hands go. So he's allowing Adams to come in the front door
Coming in.
unchecked. Like here, he should be throwing there. That's the range there. He can hit his man. He's allowing him to cross what we call that critical distance line. That's the line where you can actually hit your opponent, or your opponent can hit you.
Break.
Adams getting frustrated as well as his whole demeanor and facial expressions have changed here as he's getting tired of the holding and the clinching. And but early on, he was putting his body weight and weighing on Montano, particularly when they were up against the ropes.
Yeah, Montano's legs don't look great right now. They look a little fatigued. He doesn't look hurt. He just looks a little fatigued, in my opinion.
Break. He said.
As you see him falling into Vic Draculich as he had to push him off. There you go. This is the range. And that's where he hurt his man, too.
Break.
Time world champion Jose Pedraza.
Signed with manager Sam Kafotsky, got back with his old trainer Roberto Luna, got his life outside of the ring life together, had a daughter, has another baby on the way, and is really looking to, as he says, fast track his career at this point to hopefully a world title shot at 140 pounds in the near future.
I really like when Montano came out in this round, in round number 5. He set the tone, put that metal. He actually put his left hand out as a post to keep Adams off him, and then threw a combination right off that. I need to see more of that from him, and I think he'd have a lot of effect, and maybe even get this guy out of there. He's got the power to hurt him. We saw that in last round, in round number 4.
A lot of pressure, but not a lot of efficiency or steam on these punches for Adams at this point.
Yeah, it seems like he's pushing the punches now.
Smothering him as well.
Smothering himself, correct.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't have that same pop that he had in the first couple of rounds.
But it'll be interesting to see how those first couple of rounds were scored, though.
Yeah, I mean, I gave at least 1, if not 2 of those rounds to Adams. So we
round 3,
have
I think,
close fight. Definitely round 3.
Yeah.
But round 2 is kind of a toss-up. Good jab. Can't say it enough. That middle distance is where Christian Montano has found the most success, and is definitely has the advantage. Here Montano, he's resting at this point. He doesn't need to be there. He's able to keep his man off him, but he has to throw punches to do that, and I think he's a little gassed right now. And
Christian Montano, although he looks older. He's only 21 years old. He's almost 22, but I mean, still has a long way to go as a pro.
That's a great point, because he does look older.
We keep saying all this, but he still only has 9 professional fights and is only technically until October 6th, 21 years old.
Wow. Yeah, no, great point. Thank you for that. I need to be reminded of that, because he does not look 21. I thought that when he was walking in the ring.
Unlike our 2 17-year-olds making their pro debut. And Adams coming on strong here to finish round 5.
Oh, good right hand by Montano. Yeah, when he times that middle distance, man, he's most effective. He's actually done damage there.
Well, this will give him and his team with Montano some good tape and some good things to work off of too, because they knew Ryan Adams was awkward. The question is that.
I like the attitude in this guy, man. Right? The way he walked to the ring was a little strange, but the way he stayed on the stool.
His demeanor is a little different. I mean, I like that though. I'm okay with different. Let's see if he can bring something different here in round 6, because he might be down on the cards here. He has not been down in the fight. He has taken some serious leather from Montano. Rocked in round 4.
But for the most part, this has been a pretty ugly affair. A lot of it fought on the inside. A lot of slapping punches,
a lot of holding.
A lot of holding.
Break it up. Break. Break.
You know, for Montano, I honestly, I think a lot of it is conditioning. I think he has to get in a little better shape. You know, he's been out of the ring for a long time. I think he has the tools. He's shown flashes of what he knows he needs to do in the fight. I just don't think he has the gas tank or the endurance to keep it up.
And this is the first time he's ever seen rounds 5 or 6. He's only been in one scheduled 6-rounder before, and he knocked the guy out in the first round. All 7 of his knockouts have been in the first round. He's gone 4 rounds twice, so uncharted waters for him, and you could tell. I mean, he came back, big left hand right there, rocks Adams, but he came back and said, what round is this?
He is the referee. Nice head off line right hand there from Montano.
You want to say Tony Montano?
I think I said it multiple times. I'm sorry for the listeners at home. It is Montano, not Montana.
Bring out your Argentinian roots.
I keep thinking about, like you said, Scarface.
Break. Punch out there, guys. Punch out. Punch out.
Montano doing all he can. And Adams just coming right back, working on the clinch, working the body. Trying to score some points on the inside, if you will, but nothing really affecting Montano other than his own fatigue setting in.
Yeah, those punches, they're arm punches. There's not a whole lot on them. And I don't even know how to really score him. You know, it's something though against a guy who's not doing any of the inside.
He just wants to take a tap on his shoulder right now. Kudos to Adams for continuing though to at least let his hands go.
He's trying to bring it. It's definitely not pretty, but. Oof. Oh, that's a little tip there. Just a little spit hanging from the mouth there of Adams.
Oh, he just like almost fell onto the turnbuckle.
Was any power on them? You know, replays here, we're going to see it again. Was not the cleanest of affairs, but right hands and left hooks, especially when he was at that middle distance. But hey, give it to Ryan Adams. He was able to land some punches as well. In the beginning of the fight, he landed.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside MGM Grand, after 6 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Patricia Morse-Jarman has the bout 58-56. Adelaide Bird and Lisa Giampa both score the bout 60-54. For your winner by unanimous decision, Christian Manos de Machete Montano!
And Christian Montano walks away with the victory, improves his record now to 10-0 with 7 knockouts, winning every round on 2 of the judges' scorecards.